Hello, freedom fighters. This is going to be real quick. Real quick. Just, I'm watching this Whistle Stop Cafe in Mirror, Alberta. They're opening up today. And I chose this little background for my video here because is this what it's going to take before Kenny starts to listen to us? Is this what it's going to take? Are we going to have to self-immolate ourselves? Is someone going to have to go down to City Hall or the legislature and set themselves on fire before we see some real action out of these politicians? Was in a Zoom call with Susan Stanfield today, and she was talking about in Africa, I think she said it was in Tunisia, talking about government corruption and what it takes to wake up the people and get them to stand up for their rights. And in Tunisia, it was a young man who went to City Hall and he set himself on fire in front of the building. And that was the moment that got people motivated enough to get off the couch. And essentially that's what this Whistle Stop Cafe is doing. They're the sacrificial lamb. They put themselves under the blade of the guillotine in the hopes that we all could be free. So when you see a business out there opening, I think it might be time to take a road trip to Mirror, Alberta and go get some lunch at the Whistle Stop Cafe. When a business stands up to fight this, we got to be there to support them because we don't want to have to set ourselves on fire like they had to do in so many other countries. I mean, even the U.S., people were setting themselves on fire over the Vietnam War. So let's not let it go that far. Let's put this to bed now. And that Whistle Stop Cafe, they are threatening them with all sorts of things. They're going to take their liquor license. They're going to charge the customers with obstruction of justice, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? They can make all those threats, especially when it's just one business opening. But if we opened up 100 businesses tomorrow, or 200 businesses tomorrow, or 1,000 businesses tomorrow, we don't have enough police for that, and we don't have enough Alberta Health Services inspectors. The whole thing falls apart when you stop listening. And now we have no clue as to when they're going to reopen us. January 21st was supposed to be the day that, hey, we're going to let you know what's happening. But no, they didn't tell us anything. They didn't tell us anything at all. Hinshaw came out and said, yeah, is it going to be 2 weeks? No, it's not going to be 2 weeks. Is it going to be a month? No, it's not going to be a month. It's going to be when we say you get to open, which could be never. So if you're almost broke now, why not put up a fight before you lose it all? Because you're going to lose it all. They're not giving you any hope here. They're not going to let you reopen. At this point, it's the safest thing to assume is that you are never going to be allowed to reopen. Because they haven't given us any type of information that would let you even have a clue of when you might be allowed to open. So we can't just let one business go out there and fight this for us. I mean, if you have a business in Innisfail, you better open tomorrow. Everybody's got to get on this, guys. And it's hard and it's scary. But there's a few things going on. Number one, Alberta Health Services, if you get a work order or a closure order, you can appeal that. And you must appeal it within 10 days. David Dixon is studying this right now, this appeals process. And he's going to try and put together some templates so that you can throw a wrench into the AHS system right there. Because if everybody appeals these AHS work orders or closure orders, that's going to tie up the whole system. And it may just not be worth it anymore for AHS to be writing these work orders and closure orders. The police are going to get sick and tired of, having to follow AHS inspectors around all day when there's real crimes that can be solved. So like when the police come out to accompany these inspectors and they have to issue a ticket, they issue you the ticket, and then when they get back to the station, they got to write a report. If you plead not guilty to the ticket, then there's more reports to write. They got to write all this paperwork. And when people start getting these tickets thrown out of court, which they will because the government cannot provide adequate disclosure on these Public Health Act tickets, the police are just going to say, you know what? These tickets are too much hassle. We don't win them anyway, so we're just not going to bother. So that's the trick right now. Overwhelm the system. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a legal expert. And you will get in trouble. There are going to be consequences for you opening your business. But what are the consequences of you not opening your business? You know, if you're bankrupt, you're bankrupt. I mean, give me 1 million tickets. What does it matter? You know? So let's not let it get to this. You know? Is this what we need? Does someone need to go set themselves on fire in front of the legislature before they'll listen to us? Or can we just start opening now and hopefully not let it get to this? You know, this works. You want to go self-immolate yourself? That'll get everybody's attention. You know, but it doesn't have to go that far. And we could end this pretty darn quick if everybody just opens now. And if you don't have a business to open, head out to the Whistle Stop Cafe. You know, watch that Open for Survival Facebook group. If you're not already in that Open for Survival Facebook group, get over there and find a business that's going to be opening up, and you go and support them. Because, I mean, they got to at least get enough customers through the door that day to cover the cost of their legal fees or that ticket. So when these businesses say they're opening, we got to get off the couch and we got to get out there and go get something to eat or go use the gym equipment or whatever it is that you want to do. But enough is enough. Enough is enough. We shouldn't have to set ourselves on fire to be heard. You know, we look at the hair salons. It took one hair salon. Ralph Klein's niece opened up, said, screw this, you know, I'm not taking it. And they threatened to shut her down, and she says, fine, I'm a pet grooming facility. And the stylists went around, and they got 16,000 people to sign a petition, which is amazing. And within, half a week, all the hair salons are open. The homeschoolers pitched a fit, and their restrictions were eased a little bit. You know, but a little bit's better than nothing. All this shows is that you have to push back. We all have to push back. And we all got to do it in a coordinated fashion. And it's hard to do on social media. I wish I could coordinate this activity for you guys. But if I start coordinating, you know, this business is going to open and that business is going to open. I mean, AHS is watching my page. The police are watching my page. Everybody's watching my page. Jason Kenney is watching my page. So my page is not the place to maybe organize that. I mean, if you want to, if there's 200 businesses opening tomorrow, it doesn't matter who's watching my page. But, you know, if you're a business owner in a small town, you phone all the other business owners in the small town and you get them on board and say, let's all open up tomorrow. Because, you know, sure, the police may park at one of them like they did in Peace River. One lady opened up her restaurant and a police officer just parked herself in there all day and just handed out tickets to customers that came in the door without masks. You know, so if there were 10 or 15 or 20 businesses in that community that opened at the same time, I mean, you'll just keep her busy all day. She'll just go from one place to the next, to the next, to the next. And in a few weeks or months from now, when those tickets start going to court, they're all going to fall apart, and she's wasted weeks' worth of work. You know, so if we start pushing back now, the whole thing crumbles. It crumbles. Nobody has to get hurt. Yeah, you may get some tickets. It might hurt you financially. Losing your liquor license could be a big deal. That sucks. But you know what? If this government's going to just completely throw out the rule of law anyway and order your business closed over a completely bogus pandemic that has a 99.9% survivability rate, do you even need a liquor license anymore? You know, if they're going to be completely lawless on you, do you need a liquor license anymore? Does it matter? Does any of this crap matter? Any of this bureaucracy? Does it matter? If they're just going to keep you closed until you're bankrupt and you lose your house, does a liquor license matter anymore? No, I don't think it does. I don't think it does. You know, and we're polite Canadians, and that's part of the problem. They're not afraid of us yet. But they will be. They will be. And we don't have to be violent. We don't have to be vicious. We don't have to do anything like that. All we have to do is resist and say, no, I ain't following this. I didn't have to ask you for permission to open my business in the first place. I don't have to ask you for permission now. Get out of my life. Let me live my life. Thank you very much. We're open. And if you do get a ticket, don't give them any sass. Just say, okay, great. Thank you for the ticket, officer. Have a nice day. Put it in your pocket and walk away. because you really want to try and keep it to a public health order ticket. You don't want to get trespassed. You don't want to get an obstruction of justice ticket. You don't want to get any type of ticket that's going to stick. So get your mask ticket, get your social distancing ticket, get your AHS work order, your closure order, whatever that is. Because those will be fought in court, and you'll probably win those. You get an obstruction of justice ticket, it's iffy. You get a trespassing ticket, it's iffy. Those types of tickets are going to be tougher to beat. But if you get a Public Health Act ticket, yeah, you can pretty much, hey, if there's another toilet paper shortage, you know where to use it. So, and the steps are, if you get a public health order ticket, first step is scan that ticket into your computer, make a copy of it. Then you check the box that says not guilty, and you follow the instructions on the ticket, and you mail it in. And then you take that copy of the ticket you scan in your computer, and you send it to the JCCF. And the JCCF will contact you in a few weeks. It takes time. Don't worry, your court date's a while out. You've pled not guilty. It's all good. And then the JCCF, they're going to file for disclosure, and chances are the Crown Prosecutor's just going to drop it right there. That's my guess. And that's what's happened so far, because they can't really provide an adequate disclosure. And frankly, I would love to see them try. That's when it'll get really interesting. Because if the government loses that case, if they actually decide to push these public health order tickets to court, then we're really going to find out what the real rules say. And I don't think they're going to win. And if they lose, it's going to be a lot harder for them to do this ever again. Okay? So, get off your butts, open your businesses. If you don't have a business, go support one that's open. Okay? Enough is enough. I've had it. This is BS. And then, all this to save old people in care homes, right? Old people in care homes. And what did David Dixon tell us the other day? Just like in New York City, they are taking COVID-19 positive patients and they are sending them out of hospitals and putting them into care homes. And then they're using the deaths in care homes to justify locking you down. So you tell me how closing that restaurant is going to keep people safe. You tell me how closing the gyms is going to keep people safe when they're taking COVID-19 positive patients and putting them back in care homes. It's bogus. They keep telling you, if you're just good, if you're just a good little boy or a good little citizen or a good little girl, and you just follow the rules, then everybody will be open faster. We'll all be opened up faster, and it'll be all good. Just behave yourself, just do what you're told, wear your mask, social distance, all that stuff. None of it works. All these restrictions they've put in place, numbers have only gone up. There is no correlation between the number of restrictions and the number of cases. It's bogus. It's totally bogus. So get that out of your head. If we behave and follow their little rules, they're just going to keep locking us down harder and harder and harder and harder. It's only when we push back that the rules ease up. So that's my speech. And if we don't act soon, this whole self-immolation thing might be the only way out of this. But it's not going to be me, though. I don't really want to burn to death. But I think there's some business owners out there that when they're losing it all, I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. And that's going to be sad. So let's not let it get to that. Fight back now. There's no time like the present. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Have a wonderful night. Go shopping tomorrow. We are going to be out there protesting tomorrow. It's going to be cold. It's going to be really cold. So the protest starts at 1. I've heard that Leo Martinez, the musician, is going to be performing. I don't know how he's going to do that in a wind chill like we're expecting tomorrow. But if he can do it, we can stand there and we can enjoy it. And yeah, we'll try and keep the speeches a little shorter, but everybody needs to dress super warm tomorrow and completely windproof. And so wear your snow pants, wear your big winter boots, wear your long johns. Everything has to be windproof because you will freeze tomorrow if you're not windproof. So we'll see you tomorrow. If you're not coming to the protest, go support one of these businesses. And hopefully tomorrow, especially watch that Open for Survival Facebook group. I have a feeling we're going to see more businesses opening up tomorrow. Okay? So do your part. Let's end this crap. Enough is enough. Have a great night, guys.